Well, Leanne, a very good morning to you and thank you so much. I think, yes, it was quite fitting that you played that promo just before this interview. President Jacob Zuma will be here today as part of an imbizo to address community members on how to tackle the issue of drug abuse in this particular community. What's very shocking, Leanne, are the statistics of the prevalence of drug abuse here in Eersterust. But what's even more astonishing is the sheer determination and the willpower among stakeholders, community leaders, clergymen, to eradicate this particular prevalence and the scourge in this country, in this area to be exact. And one of the warrior women who are not from El Dorado Park, as you've seen in that clip, but are doing just as good work here in Eersterust is Desiree Fisher. She is the chairperson of the local drug action committee. Desiree, very good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, community of Eersterust and viewers across the country. And good morning to you, Ayanda.
Let's begin by those figures, those stats that I spoke to a little bit earlier. Talk to us about just how prevalent this issue really is as far as the numbers are concerned.
Ayanda, the statistics are dire, but more worrisome is that human lives are at stake. The local drug action committee has done 3 research studies in conjunction with the Human Sciences Research Council and the Institute of Security Studies. From the first study that we did was a door-to-door campaign. It is estimated that there's a population of 15,000 substance abusers in Eersterust.
Now talk to us about why. You know, drugs know no color, they know no age, no race, but they are prevalent in some communities more than others. What do you think the problem is here in Eersterust that makes it such an issue?
The major problem for us here in Eersterust is the overpopulation issue. Eersterust was built 56 years ago for a population of 10,000 people. We're now on an explosive population of plus minus 80,000 people. The other issue is also there's lack of recreation facilities. There's a lack of understanding of the issue of drugs. You know, it's a new thing, people don't really understand it. Also the thing is there's a growing number of drug dealers. It's estimated that we've done intelligence in Eersterust, and there's about 76 drug syndicates, and each one of them employ about 50 drug pushers. Now the drug pushers that I'm referring to is the addicts that they get onto drugs and they use them as pushers. So basically when we say drug dealers were caught, it was not really the syndicate bosses, it is the vulnerable children.
President Jacob Zuma, as I mentioned in the intro, will be here today to hold an imbizo. What would you like to hear from him? What action plans do you have to present to the president and say, here's how you can assist?
Okay. Like I've said, we've done research studies, so we've got a clear plan of action. We've got some immediate interventions that we want to propose to the president. The first one is to take at least 500 children tomorrow into detox. The second issue that we want to see is Operation Fiela. Some of these drug dealers have been operating in Eersterust here for the last 20 years, like 24-hour petrol stations. They are seemingly unstoppable and untouchable. So the president needs to help us get rid of them, because when we started 10 years ago with this drug operations, there were 1,000 children on drugs, and I mean they've managed in a short space of time to actually double the numbers, triple the numbers. And the other thing is also, with the help of the city of Tshwane, we've established a multi-purpose center. But you can't function, the multi-purpose center can't function without funding, you know. So we need funding from government to foster the safety net for Eersterust. Because what we also realize is that parents have nowhere to go. You must know government operates between 9 and 5. What happens in the evenings when parents have problems? So this is why we need a multi-purpose center that's community driven, so that when someone walk in, they will be met with compassion. Someone that knows what they're talking about. Someone that will say that if your child is missing, I'll go with you and I'll look for your child.
Desiree, we have to wrap, but I quickly wanted to speak about the demographics. That it's not just young people who are hooked on drugs in this community. Sometimes we find a whole family, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, children as well. Is that what we're seeing a lot?
It's a reality, but the majority of are new entrants into the market, and the majority are young people, very young people, from the age of 8. It is very concerning. Children's lives are at stake. We want, in addition to the short-term interventions, we would like the president to establish a commission of inquiry. Children's lives are at stake here in the country. It's not just Eersterust. I mean, you can go anywhere else. It's just that we're a vibrant community. We're on top of it. We put pressure on drug dealers. We're not scared of them. They're not scared of us. They want to kill our children, so we can't allow that.
Desiree, we'll have to leave it there. I'm afraid we have run out of time, but thank you so much for that. Vibrant community, it really is. Like I said in the intro, people are out in their numbers. This morning, we saw some of the members of the Community Policing Forum. They patrol the streets here day and night, making sure that no crime is committed, because as you can imagine, those who do purchase drugs need an extra income to do so, and they often turn to criminal activity. So the Community Policing Forum manning the streets and making sure that they prevent house breakings and robberies and the like. So those are some of the issues that we'll be tackling for you. In another hour or so, I'll have an update from you from a journalist in this area, but we'll leave it there, at least for now.